Hello, this is Meengineer 100 here, and today, in this video, we are going to be deciding on Loco of the Year. So, yeah, there's 5 locomotives, which all of them I have seen this year, and have impressed me this year. And I will be giving you all, information and stuff about them, and then deciding on which one is top for this year. I know this is the first video of this series, which will be annually, hopefully. But 2015 did see a Loco of the Year, which for me was definitely the Pennsylvania Railroad GG1 from the mid-30s. Some still exist, but they don't run anymore, unfortunately. Yeah, somebody should do like rail tours, like they do in Britain. That would be really good. I'm sure loads of Americans would be happy with that. Yeah, so they just run on the Pennsylvania Railroad networks that were electrified in the United States, in Pennsylvania, the state. Yeah, so between New York and Philadelphia mainly. Why? Because GG1s are just legendary locomotives, and in my opinion they look absolutely amazing. Scene 2 at Strasbourg at the Railroad Museum of Pennsylvania, which is a really good museum. Yeah, that is why. I'm sure even you rail fans from Britain have seen pictures of GG1s. You might not know what it is, but if you look on the internet, no. Look at this video, look at the pictures, yeah. All pictures are by me, by the way. That they are GG1s, yeah, shown right now. Yeah, there are. So that's 2015. 2016, which is this year, which is nearly over. Yeah, the engines for this year are the Great Western Modified Hall, Darjeeling B-Class, Manning Wardle, Jubilee 1897. I'm sure there's just one of that type, and it's just Jubilee 1897, correct me if I'm wrong with that. And also the Festinic Railway Small England engines, and of course the SNCF 141R, which is Mikado 282, absolutely stunning locomotive. So I'll be saying information and my reason to why these have impressed me. The Modified Hall, or the Class 69XX, these locomotives were built between 1944 and 1950 at Swindon for the Great Western Railways. They were modified by Hawksworth, and I believe he kept some of the collet design, and I think he brought some like Churchwood designs into it. The individual hall that impressed me was with a slack hall 6990 on the Great Central Railway at Loughborough. This was just a really good locomotive, just wheel slip, going tender first, just stunning really. Yeah, some information on with Slack Hall. She took part in the local exchanges in 1948, where she ran on mixed traffic services in the other 3 regions, I believe. Why the modified hall? Well, because 6990 gave just a brilliant show on the Great Central Railway and is an amazing locomotive. Moving on to the Darjeeling B class. They were built between 1889 and 1925. Quite a long period. By Sharp, Stewart and Co., North British Locomotive Co., and just three of them were built by Baldwin Locomotive Works in America. They worked on the Darjeeling Himalayan Railway in India, and the one I've seen, number 778, originally 19, which Adrian Shooter bought. He is an amazing guy, true legend. Yeah, you can see him in the clip. Yeah, Adrian Shooters was built by Sharp Stewart. And why? Because these are unique locomotives, and 778 performed really well in May, or I believe in April, on the Festiniog Railway. Okay, Jubilee 1897, which is a Manning Wardle. I believe Jubilee is just the only type, only one of this kind. Yeah. Built by Manning Wardle at their works in Leeds in 1897, which was the same year as Queen Victoria's Jubilee. I think it was Diamond's Jubilee. Jubilee worked at Kilgwyn Quarry near that's near the Welsh Highland Railway, I think, until 1928, when the Penryn Quarry bought her, and she worked on the main line until 1955. Later, she was taken to the Narrow Gauge Railway Museum in Towyn, and is now undergoing an overhaul at the Penryn Quarry Railway's Vellinvald workshop, and this is just amazing. Why? Because she is a nice engine, and I actually had quite a big surprise hearing that she was going to be restored to running order on the PQR after seeing her in that summer at Towyn. When I visited the Telfyn Railway, in the museum I actually went on Jubilee's footplate. Then later on, near the end of this year, looked at the PQR's website, saw that Jubilee was coming back to the PQR, and then just read that she was going to have an overhaul, which is amazing. Right, next locomotive / locomotives is the Festiniog Railway Small England engines. I'm sure you all like these. These are truly amazing little 040s, really. Built by George England and Co. at Hatcham Iron Works between 1863 and 1864. 6 England engines were built, and that is only 4 small Englands. Only 4 small Englands built, 2 were larger. 4 remain of altogether. Small Englands that remain 3. Princess remains, Palmerston and Prince run, and Welsh Pony, which is a large one, is undergoing a big overhaul, really. Sure you all know about that. And the other two, well, the other small one, Meengineer, was scrapped, and Little Giant, which was the other large England, just was scrapped, really. You used the parts for repairs on the locomotives in the 30s, I think. Their main purpose was to transport slate along the Festiniog Railway. Yes. And they also now run on passenger trains, and I'm sure they did run on passenger trains in the Victorian and late 20th century. Why? Well, because Prince and Palmerston performed really well on both the Festiniog and Welsh Highland Railway events I went to this year. Yeah, look at my videos. The Superpower event, which both of them featured, Prince was running just amazingly well there. Performed really well for me, and Palmerston was on the shuttles between Blaenau and Festiniog and Tanygrysiau with Britomart. That was really good. I was in at the end of April. Yeah, the next locomotive, the SNCF 141R, I just call them Mistral locomotives. That's just a brand, I believe, which is named after a certain type of wind that they get down in South France. Yeah, these are 282s, Mikados, built by Alco, Lima and Baldwin, originally. Well, that was the first batch, and then the second batch by 3 other manufacturers from Canada. They were the Montreal Locomotive Works, Montreal, Quebec, and the Canadian Loco Company. They were built between 1945 and 1957. 1,340 were built, but 17 were lost in a shipwreck. That is very unfortunate. Some of them were coal burners, but I believe most of them were oil burners. They ran all over France on the SNCF networks, and the top speed is 62 miles per hour. 12 are preserved, and 5 of them are actually in Switzerland. Why? Because they look amazing, and they were a really good and efficient design. Maybe those they weren't not the fastest, but they actually are extremely powerful. I think some are restored to running order, but I don't think they run that often. When I saw in I forgot the place now, South France museum. Yeah, that impressed me a lot. I think, yeah, that was from the first batch. I completely forgotten which one exactly that was, but I believe it's still owned by SNCF. I went into the cab. It's an oil burner, that one, and yeah, it just is amazing. So the conclusion, well, in my opinion, because just a really unique design, even though many were built, the SNCF 141R Mikado locomotives are the locomotives of the year for me. Yeah, just look really good. Okay, so the pictures that I've got of them aren't the best quality, don't show it that well, but look at more pictures on the internet, get books out, do some more research on them. They are really interesting, and I'm sure you will agree with me. These are some really nice locomotives. Hope you enjoyed this video. Yeah. Comment below if you maybe disagree with me, if you think, I don't know, well, you can't really disagree with me because it's my opinion, but maybe you prefer the modified hall, for example. Tell me what your top locomotives are. I'm sure I'd like to hear. Yeah, this is it, so bye bye for now.